Hi friends, it's Em and welcome back to another video. The final monthly plan with me of 2024. Bananas. I am almost finished with this journal. I think there's still like a couple pages in the back, but we're gonna call it good. Okay, that's just how it goes. And I really liked the waterfall tabs that we did last month, but I didn't feel like doing them this month. So instead, I'm doing some weird stuff with washi, very junk journal-y vibes, with, of course, dark academia. I had just forgotten that I had these stickers from Marigo Nasuli, and I thought that they were perfect for a book journal. They're just a little bit spooky. Some of them have a pink background, some of them have a white background. You know, it's just how we're doing it. But it felt kind of winter, a little muted, and we're rolling with it. I'm excited. The thing about December is that this is when all of the lists start coming out, oh, these are the best books of 2024, when, of course there are still some books that haven't come out yet, or that come out in very, very early December, and we're like, well, what about those books? I'm trying, I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm trying to hit 300 books this year. I am currently at 280. 280, that means that I should be able to hit 300 books read. But that's not the point. It's just kind of like an added bonus. Okay. I also, in December, when I made my my little spread, it was actually really funny because the piece of paper that's torn out on the left page on the top right corner actually says academicism. So it was really just kind of like this theme was meant to be. But anyways, I also completely forgot about my NetGalley tracker for November, and then obviously I forgot it for December because I always look back at the previous month to remind me what to put in. But I did not forget my spending tracker. I spent entirely too much money on gifts because I do all my Christmas shopping in October, November, and that means that we're just trying to be a little better about that this month. So the spending tracker is gonna stay. I've been doing a good job of not spending all of my money on books when compared to October. I think October was the month where I was like, yikes, oopsie doodles. But I am really excited to start working on a setup for 2025. I think there's going to be a bunch of fun reading challenges to consider. One that I need to actually some help on from y'all is the 12 books from 12 friends. So basically all I would need is for you to recommend a book that I should read in 2025 in the comments. That's all I need. And then I'll pick the 12 that sound the most good. And then I put them in a little list and a little tracker for 2025. That's one of my favorite challenges, although I'm definitely not finishing this year's because there are two on there that I'm just I don't know why I put them on there, because I was not interested in them, but I was like, sure. My bad. But 10 before the end, that's the 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year. So this, if I complete this, which I hope I do, which, I mean, it means that I will have read all 10 of the books that I wanted to read before the end of the year. So you'll note that some of these were on my TBR for last month. Wild Eyes keeps making the rounds. I am going to be reading The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, both for book club as well as a buddy read with my mom. And so some of these books I know I'm going to read before the end of the year. Also on here is Colton Gentry's third act. My library hold is finally coming in. I think I placed that months and months and months ago. And then there's some on here that I've actually already read, which you'll hear more probably about these in my November wrap up. But I read The Roommate, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human, and then I'm currently reading, and oh my god, loving, What the Woods Took by Courtney Gould, or Gold. One of those is probably right. That one is a YA horror about like one of those wilderness therapy camps. It's creepy. It's really creepy. But we have like a number of kind of thick fantasy books to get to. So Servant of Earth and A Monsoon Rising, as well as The Games Gods Play. But I do think that The Games Gods Play is going to be a much significantly faster read, because it's kind of more like new adult Hunger Games vibes. And then The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which I've had on audio basically the entire year, and it's just scary. It's so big. The audio is 17 hours long. Usually I won't listen to a book if it's more than 15. So I might have to read this one with my eyes. I don't know. But let's talk about what's on my TBR though, because I'm excited. This is gonna be a very weird hodgepodge, because in December I'm not reading Christmas books. I read Christmas books in October because they come out in October. So first is Nothing to See Here, which is another buddy read with my mom. I honestly don't know what it's about. It's the one with the kid covering their face with like a skirt or a sweater or something, and they're on the toilet. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But it's really short. My mom said, she said it seemed sweet, which would be nice because we've been reading a lot of like angsty, angry, scar you for life books. Also, my hold for A Talent for Murder should be coming in this month. I'm trying to read my shelves, but it's like very difficult when I can't get the ebooks, because I just can't. I don't like reading physical books. I like them as my trophies. There's also Let's Call a Truce, which should be like a hating game, business, rivals sort of vibe. And we are chatting with the author in January when her book comes out, and that's very exciting. Grady Hendrix also has a new book coming out, and it's called Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, which I have absolutely no idea what it's about. I requested it solely because of the title and the fact that Grady Hendrix wrote it, but it sounds up my alley, okay? It sounds awesome. There's also Flirting with Disaster by Naina Kumar, and I loved her first book, Say You'll Be Mine, and like this one, I think they get stuck in a house during a hurricane, maybe? Again, I don't know much about these books before I request them. Luckily, I don't have trigger warnings that I need to avoid. If you do, you should absolutely look at the synopses, etc. before you like read one of these books, because sometimes you won't enjoy it. Also, Lauren Kung Jessen has a book coming out in either, I think, late January, and it's Yin Yang Love Song. I'm very excited. The cover is gorgeous, and I love her. Then we kind of go into like a lit fic moment with Mad Woman and Piglet. I know nothing about either of these books, except that I'm buddy reading Piglet with my mom, and it is going to be weird. It was also on NPR's New York Times' top 100 books of 2024. So it's not a bad choice. And then Mad Woman, again, it's another one I have on audio. I got it from Book of the Month. I know nothing about it. Maybe there's a descent into madness. Maybe there's some gaslighting going on. If you've read it, let me know. Oleander Sword making an appearance. Yeah. Another month gone by and Emma still hasn't read the Oleander Sword. I feel like I should start it maybe next. I just finished my last book, but at the same time I'm like, oh, there's so many other books I could read. So I don't know. We're just, I think I need to make a bet with someone for money. Be like, you get $20 if I don't read the Oleander Sword this month. Don't quote me on that though. And then finally, there's A Dark and Drowning Tide, which is the dark academia book on this list. It's not the inspiration for the theme, but it is a dark academia book. And, you know, we'll see how that goes. Last time I read a book that had, I think it reminds me of Curious Tides. I was not like a huge fan of that one. I thought it was too long for its own good. But, you know, we'll see. I'm going to keep an open mind. And I think if we put all those together, because of course my 10 Before the End has no overlap with my TBR, because why would it? I thought it would be lame to just letter all the same books on both pages. But if I read all of those books, I will definitely hit 300 books for the year, which is awesome. And then, you know, stay tuned for my 2025 book journal setup, as well as my 2024 yearly wrap up. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna have a December wrap up and then a 2025 wrap up, because I think that they'll be different enough in terms of like my genre breakdowns and all my usual stats, as well as what my favorite books of the year were. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos, and comment down below what I should read in 2025, because clearly I need recs. And happy planning.